Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, congratulations, New York, on this Wednesday night. You have officially been duped. Zohran Mamdani, we've been talking about this for a long time, people. And look, I know a lot of people listening here are saying, I didn't vote for him, don't blame me. Well, the turnout still wasn't all that great in this particular election. And we had a situation here where you know that a communist is running to be mayor of what was once considered the greatest city in the world, the city that never sleeps, the Big Apple. And 25 years after 9/11, you allow this anti-Semite, this person who has aligned himself with many people, including people in his own cabinet, who don't have the nicest things to say about Jews. Well, we'll put it lightly there, who probably think that America is a very bad place and they're here to right these wrongs. Well, that's one thing. It's another thing altogether when this guy sold you a bill of goods, literally, on city-run grocery stores, on having free childcare for all in New York. Great job, New York media, by the way. You're supposed to be so tough. You didn't lay a glove on this guy. You allowed him to skate and smile his way out of everything. Communism with a smile. And now he wants a lot more money to pay for things like free busing. And if he doesn't get it from Kathy Hochul in Albany, the governor, well, there's only one group of people left to pay: you, the taxpayer. And the fact that he is basically saying, I want to do all this great stuff, but I have no choice but to raise taxes to pay for all that great stuff that I never had a plan to pay for in the first place. Well, we're just going to play what's called a then and now here. Then what Mamdani promised on all those very slick social media videos that got him on the cover of Time magazine and had folks swooning. Is it swooning? Swooning. I don't use that word very often. On CNN and MSNBC. That's what called swooning. Here's cut number 1. Then and now, Mamdani. Congratulations once again. Go.
It's true. As your next mayor, I will freeze your rent.
Paid for by Zohran for NYC.
In order to get to this point of closing the gap on both this fiscal year and the next fiscal year, we are forced to raid the rainy day fund, the retiree health benefits trust reserve, and to increase property taxes.
Boy, that rainy day came in a big hurry, didn't it? I mean, wow, we're only, let's see, inaugurated January 1st, now February 18th, 31 plus 18 is 49, 7 weeks in, and we're already hitting the rainy day fund. As if this guy's a victim of just didn't know what what that budget was, what it looked like, that big shortfall that we have in terms of billions of dollars, thanks to Blasio. Eric Adams didn't do too much better. And now Mamdani is going to make both of our past mayors look competent. You will yearn for the de Blasio days, which is really saying something. It's like yearning for the day you got a root canal and they ran out of Novocaine. Like that's what that is like rooting for. And Mamdani, it's just unbelievable. This guy, again, let's play it, cut 7, because he thinks he's in the right here as far as being on a higher moral pedestal because he's not getting everything that he wants because, God forbid, you cut spending in certain places to pay for other things. It's called doing a budget. And this privileged kid has never done anything resembling a budget in his life. His parents are rich. He grew up in a very nice compound, got married just last year, multi-million-dollar compound in Uganda. Not too many of those there. This guy, in his 34 years, has never run a lemonade stand. And it is clearly showing here. This is cut number 7. Go.
If we do not fix this structural imbalance, and do not heed the calls of New Yorkers to raise taxes on the wealthy, this crisis will not disappear. It will simply return, year after year, forcing harder and harsher choices each time. And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
I go back to 1975 for this one, folks. One of my favorite quotes ever. Margaret Thatcher, Prime Minister, United Kingdom, where she said the following: the problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. And that's what's happening now. And again, Mamdani lives in the same world as AOC, as Bernie, as Elizabeth Warren, that, well, you know, if we tax the wealthy, then that's where we could get our money from. They pay for the stuff, the free stuff that we want to give away. And, you know, since they're already millionaires and billionaires, they can afford to give away a little bit more, even though they're paying an astronomical amount of taxes already and covering the tax burden for more than a majority of the rest of the population. We all know this already. I'm not telling you anything you already don't know. But the thing is that so many millionaires, I know them, believe me, have moved out of New York City because it is a hole that begins with S and ends with hit, all right? In terms of, I mean, have you seen these photos throughout New York City? Where, all right, the snow is starting to melt, thank God, 3 weeks later, wasn't removed very well. Then underneath it, there are feces everywhere, all over the sidewalks when there aren't rats. 7 weeks this guy did this in and doesn't even know how to remove snow. And then when the snow is removed by Mother Nature, then you have crap all over the sidewalks. You vote for crap, you get crap, literally, in this case. And all those millionaires and billionaires that are going down to South Florida, that are going to Dallas because they're building a stock exchange there. If I hear one more person that I know, hey, I'm moving to Nashville, oh, I know. Because those three states have something in common, Florida, Texas, and Tennessee. There's no income tax. Why wouldn't you move there? And in a world where, put it this way, where am I right now? Key Largo, Florida, okay? Just like, what was it, Bogey and who was it again? I should know. Look, that song's from the 70s, okay? The Key Largo song. Either way, it's really, really nice here, all right? Bogey and Bacall, right? Just like Bogey and Bacall. All right. There's even a Bogey's Cafe here, believe it or not. Granted, it's in the Holiday Inn. But still, I'm going off on a tangent. The point is, I am doing this show from Key Largo. Wow. That's cool. My hotel room. It sounds like I'm in a New York studio because now with technology, you can kind of work wherever you want. Yesterday alone, I got up 5 a.m. and did Fox and Friends first, not from a New York studio at Fox headquarters at 48th and 6th. I did that from my basement, like I do almost everything else that I do for Fox outside of shows like Outnumbered and Big Weekend Show and so on. All that said, all right, so I'm on national TV at 5:30. I'm in a car going to the airport by 5:40 a.m. I then fly to Miami, and while I'm flying to Miami, I write my column for the Washington Examiner, where I am a senior writer. I then send the column to my editor, and we go back and forth for a little bit in terms of a little tweak here and there that you'd normally do in writing. And now today, that column is running on WashingtonExaminer.com. Then we drive from Miami to Key Largo, and then after, let's see, doing the kids thing in the pool, throwing around the football, let's see, doing a little walk down the bay here, watching a beautiful sunset, by the way. I have an awesome picture at Joe Concha TV if you are on the Twitter. All right, then after that, after we go to dinner at a place called Skipper's, where a woman asked me for my autograph as I was going to the bathroom on a napkin. I can't remember the last time I wrote anything on a napkin, but she wanted an autograph and a note to her husband. Do we have a business card or something? Can we get a menu over here? I'll sign that. No, it's on the napkin. Anyway, so that was kind of funny. But then after dinner, then there's a van waiting for me outside my hotel. It's a studio van that could drive anywhere, basically, from different cities. And then I was on Jesse Waters Primetime. Kelly McEnany was guest hosting at 8:50 p.m. And then at 9 o'clock, there was this show, Concha at Night, from 9 to 10. The point is that I don't need to be somewhere to work. Mamdani doesn't seem to grasp this little development of technology in the 21st century. So if I am rich and I live in New York City, why the hell would I stay here with these income taxes through the roof, with property taxes? He's threatening, and it's going to happen, going to go up at least another 10% on top of how high they are already second highest in the country behind ding, 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 New Jersey, where I live. What the hell am I staying there for that matter? Well, my kids are in school and I can't exactly pull them out and say, all right, start your life all over again. They've kind of ensconced themselves in sports and different community stuff. And all right, the move will have to wait until after we're in college, and that's in the 2030s before I go off on a tangent. The point is that all that money, whatever is remaining in New York City, if you are remotely smart and you have anything resembling money, and not just millionaires and billionaires, but small businesses, get the hell out of here. And it's already happening. New York City cops have been leaving en masse for places like Florida, where they're incentivized to do so. And they weren't called by mayors of cities there racist, all of them, and anti-queer, like Mamdani has in the past. It's literally on his Twitter feed. And what? Oh, he suddenly had this, what do they call it again? It's not flip-flop on the Democratic side. You evolve. Yes. Oh, he's evolved now on the New York City Police Department. No, he hates them all, and they know it. And that's why just how long ago was this? About a week ago, where a guy tried to stab a New York City police officer. Police officer is trying to execute a warrant at this person's apartment. The guy kept coming at him with a knife, and 9 times the cop said, drop the knife, and he wouldn't. So the cop was forced to shoot him. And what does Mamdani do? Gets up on stage, right, in front of the press and says that the victim here actually isn't the NYPD officer who was charged at with a knife. It was the person who was shot because he tried to kill the NYPD officer. Can you believe that? And then visited the guy in the hospital and said he doesn't belong in handcuffs. He needs help from the city. No, he needs to be incarcerated. You idiot. Oh, and you still have now, let's see if I'm doing the math, 3 years and 50 weeks. No, 50. I'm going to do my math right. 45 weeks of this guy running the city. Trust me, after what he's done in 7 weeks, that'll pretty much finish it off. And then he's going to go beg Trump for more money. He will. Absolutely. Without question. The federal government has to bail us out. And if they don't, they're turning their backs. This is what Mamdani will say. Trump is turning his back on blacks and on Latinos and on Muslims and all the people that he hates. And he wants to see them suffer. That's exactly the excuse he's going to give.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.